If you're fascinated by stories of power, risk, and the human drive for success, this episode of The Diary of a CEO featuring a former mafia boss is for you. In this episode, he shares the inner workings of organized crime, the psychology behind high-stakes decisions, and how he ultimately found redemption. Whether you're curious about the mindset required to thrive in extreme situations or the journey to turning one's life around, this conversation is packed with powerful insights. Here are 5 insights from the episode. The power of discipline in high-stakes environments. Operating in organized crime required intense discipline and strategic thinking. These skills can be transformative when applied positively in legitimate business and personal growth. Mastering control and influence. The Mafia thrives on controlling outcomes by understanding and influencing people's behaviors. In your life, learning what drives others can help you lead more effectively and achieve better results. The importance of a personal code. Even in crime, there's a code of conduct. While harmful in that world, having a clear set of personal ethics and boundaries can guide you through challenging decisions in a positive direction. Redemption and reinvention are always possible. No matter how entrenched you are in a certain path, change is possible. The guest's journey from crime to redemption highlights the power of taking ownership of your past and building a better future. Be wary of small compromises. Big downfalls often start with small rationalizations. Whether it's cutting corners or prioritizing short-term gains, those minor compromises can eventually lead to major negative consequences. Maintaining integrity in small decisions helps prevent larger issues. In this podcast episode, former Mafia capo Michael Franzese provides a compelling insider's look into the world of organized crime, focusing on his rise within the notorious Colombo crime family and how he eventually ran one of the most lucrative scams in Mafia history, raking in up to $1.4 million a day. Franzese begins by recounting his early life and the influence of his father, Sonny Franzese, a feared underboss in the Colombo family. He reflects on how he was initially groomed for a different career path, but was eventually drawn into the Mafia lifestyle following his father's imprisonment. This marked the beginning of his deep involvement in organized crime, where he quickly gained prominence due to his business acumen. A significant portion of the episode details the gasoline bootlegging operation, a scheme that became Michael's claim to fame in the underworld. He explains how he, along with other Mafia families, figured out how to circumvent tax payments on gasoline, creating a massive revenue stream that was both highly profitable and difficult for authorities to trace. This scam involved setting up fake companies and manipulating paperwork to evade federal and state taxes, effectively siphoning millions of dollars over several years. Franzese describes how this operation was structured, highlighting the intricate planning, the network of shell companies, and the role of key accomplices, both within and outside the Mafia. Beyond the technicalities of the scam, Franzese shares the human side of living such a life, the constant stress of evading law enforcement, managing betrayal within the ranks, and the moral compromises required to maintain power and wealth in the Mafia. He speaks candidly about the violence that was an inevitable part of that world and how loyalty and fear were used to control people within the organization. The conversation then shifts to Franzese's eventual exit from the Mafia, a decision that was virtually unheard of given the Mafia's notorious code of silence. He outlines the complex factors that led to his decision to leave, including the increasing pressure from law enforcement, the growing dangers within the family, and his desire to protect his own future and that of his family. His exit was not without peril. Franzese faced death threats, legal battles, and had to navigate the treacherous path of being a high-profile defector. However, he managed to do what few others have: walk away from the Mafia alive. Franzese also touches on his life after leaving organized crime, discussing his efforts to reform and build a new life. He now dedicates much of his time to speaking engagements, sharing his story as a cautionary tale while also offering insights on leadership, ethics, and redemption. He emphasizes that while the Mafia lifestyle is often glamorized, the reality is far darker and more dangerous than most people realize. The allure of easy money, power, and respect comes at the cost of constant fear, paranoia, and a life where true happiness and peace are unattainable. The episode concludes with reflections on the broader impact of organized crime on society. Franzese discusses how the Mafia's influence extends beyond traditional criminal enterprises, touching politics, finance, and various industries. He offers a sobering perspective on the dangers of corruption and how deeply it can permeate systems meant to protect the public.